Hello, brave, beautiful, beloved soul friends. Welcome to another Conversations with Kristin. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to explore human consciousness from the inside out with you all. So thanks so much for joining my channel. So today I'd like to talk about a vision for the healing journey of life. So everybody's on a healing journey through life, whether they realize it or not. You don't have to have a severe mental health battle to be on a healing journey through life. Every person on the planet is gradually growing into a greater expanse of all that they can be. We're all evolving into greater depths of love. We're all healing ourselves and the world from the inside out one day at a time. We're all here to just be ourselves. And sometimes figuring out who that self is a healing journey, a very gradual process of becoming known to who we are. We've got to know ourselves, and then gradually allowing that authenticity to seep into the world through, what we do and how we interact and how we express ourselves and all kinds of things. And so every single person on the planet's on a healing journey through life. There's always ways to grow and expand and evolve and up level the vibration of who we are. And that allows us to experience greater depths of ourselves and our lives, our own internal identity and the world around us. We get to greater depths of experience and being. So everyone's on a healing journey of life, okay? The thing is, we have to have some kind of implicit vision or energetic direction to pull ourselves towards. And so what happens a lot of the time is we focus on what we're healing from rather than what we're healing to. And so, for example, with anxiety, if you're trying to heal from anxiety, healing from something means you're trying to escape something, which has a lot of fear-based energy to it. And fear doesn't heal fear. Love heals fear. There's only two kinds of energy in the whole world. In all the galaxies, there's only two kinds of energy. Every particular comes down to one of these two energies. Sometimes these energies interact and mingle and coexist, but every single vibration in the universe, including everything inside of us, comes down to either being vibrating at a frequency of love or a frequency of fear. And so fear cannot heal fear. And so when we're trying to heal from something, healing from means we're trying to escape something. We're trying to push something away. And that's called resistance. But resistance makes it stronger. And so by focusing on the fear, we don't heal the fear, because only love can do that. Fear cannot heal fear. And then by focusing on something with a vibration of resistance, we feed that and it gets bigger. And so not only is it not healing, but it's actually growing. And so that's the first reason that it's important to shift from a perspective of healing from something and refocus on healing to something. Rather than trying to escape somewhere that's already happened, we're trying to get to a place of experience that we have not been in yet. Okay? So that's the first reason. The second reason is, okay, so if you're trying to heal from anxiety, then the focus is on anxiety. You're looking at anxiety, you're talking about anxiety, you're focusing on the anxiety. And that feeds the anxiety, because everything is energy. And what you focus on grows. Where intention goes, energy flows, and energy makes things bigger. The law of thermodynamics I learned in high school chemistry was energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but is merely transferred from one form to another. And that applies to our healing journey of life. If we focus our energy on something, it is going to get bigger. It's just the way that the science of life works. And so if we're focusing on healing from anxiety, we're focusing energy on the anxiety. What happens to anxiety then? It gets bigger. It's just the law of energy that governs the whole galaxy. So when we focus on healing from something negative or something that we don't want to experience more of, we're feeding that. We're not healing it. We're resisting, and we're growing that. And so there's all of this expansion of the stuff that we don't want to experience. But when we reshift our energetic focus, and instead of healing from something, we're healing to something, then that is a positive energy. It's we're going somewhere. We're going to go somewhere new. We're going to go somewhere to a different experience that hasn't happened before. We get to create something new. We get to shift our focus. And so automatically there's a sense of hope and motivation and encouragement inside of our bodies. And so part of our brain and bodies and stuff is this like reward system. And so if we're focusing on something where there's like no reward, like healing from anxiety, there's nothing like, yeah, that sounds awesome. I want to do that. That's how I want to spend my time. That sounds enjoyable. That sounds rewarding. I really want to heal from anxiety. No, that's not the reaction we have inside of us. We're like, oh my God, that sounds like really icky work and it sounds anxiety provoking. Like there isn't a lot of empowerment in just even the phrasing of that in the way that our body naturally responds to the energy of words. And so if we refocus and instead we say we're healing to something, immediately our unconscious realms, our subconscious, our unconscious, our unconscious body, our unconscious mind and unconscious body, there's a different energetic engagement. And there's a little bit more hope, a little bit more, okay, I'm interested. Let me hear more. We're going somewhere new. We're going to somewhere. We're going to somewhere. That's appealing. That's interesting. That's interesting. A little fun analogy. If you're on a vacation and you say, I'm going home from vacation, how does that feel? It sounds like a good time is over. It sounds like the goodness is done. It sounds like you're going back to something that's already been there. But if you say, I'm going to Hawaii, that sounds exciting. It sounds like a new adventure. It sounds like you're moving to a new place of experience. Just that shift away from the word from and towards the word to, when you're talking about your healing journey through life, can really change the vibration of your own experience of your healing journey. It's really, really profound and powerful. It seems so subtle, but it makes a world of difference. Makes a world of difference. Okay, so healing to. Okay, and then the second piece of it, so you got the little from and then to, and then the energetic focus. So instead of focusing on the anxiety that you want to get rid of, focus on the energy that you want to grow. What do you want to experience instead of anxiety? What's the opposite of anxiety to you? Start there, okay? Maybe journal this, get out a piece of paper and say, okay, what am I experiencing that I don't want to experience? Because that's kind of the obvious place to start when you think about healing, right? Like that's just kind of, it makes sense to the way our minds work. And so start there and then draw a little arrow and then write down the opposite of that. Write down what you wish was there instead of that. And then let that be your focus. So maybe instead of anxiety, you feel peace. Maybe instead of depression, you feel joy. Maybe instead of despair, you feel optimistic hope. Maybe instead of a sense of unworthiness, you feel unconditionally loved. Okay? And so be clear about it, but let it be an implicit energy. And so it's not about the external particulars, right? And so so an example of how not to do a healing journey statement would be, instead of anxiety, I want life to go perfectly all the time. Because we don't have control over what happens outside of us, but we always have power within us, okay? So make sure it's an implicit energy, which means an abstract, internally sensed energy. An abstract, internally sensed energy. Let that be your focus, okay? So instead of anxiety, maybe it's peace, or instead of agitation, it's patience, or whatever it is, okay? So start with what you don't want to experience, because that's easy to get to, and then draw an arrow and write down the opposite of that, of what you do want to experience, and then let that be part of your healing journey focus. Okay? All right. So instead of healing from something we don't want, focus on healing to something you do want. Okay, what's the next part of this? What's the next piece of this? Okay? So you're healing to peace. You're healing towards joy. You're healing into unconditional love. All right? Now you've got your core healing journey phrase. Now, here's how you can use it. Here's how you can apply it. All right. So in our healing journey of life, a lot of times we're focused on the obvious external things. You know, I'm trying to accomplish this project, or I'm trying to do this thing, you know, physically and stuff. And a lot of times we're focused on what's already here. And again, that would be like the anxiety, like that maybe that's already there. So the point of a healing journey vision statement is to give our internal energies a place to focus on where we're headed to energetically. And so this could look like, my healing journey vision is to, or my journey's vision is to heal into unconditional love. My journey's vision is to heal into peaceful presence. My journey's vision is to heal into passionate inspiration. My journey's vision is to heal into, you pick the energy. Could also be phrased as something like, my personal intention for my own inner healing or inner journey is this. And then have that implicit energy of what you want to grow inside of yourself and your experience be the focus. Okay, what's the next piece of this? So now we've got this broad vision statement. Maybe like very general, this is just like the abstract outline. Then we can pull from that and create intentions, because intention is a really big part of our power. It's really big part of our power. Intention is the implicit direction of our internal energy. And it provides us power because it helps our conscious awareness manually influence how our brain is rewired. So a lot of power in that. So from this really big, broad, abstract healing journey vision statement, you can pull pieces of that energy in and create more specific or more immediate intention statements for each day or each week or each month. And then you use it throughout your days, and you can change it. Okay, so you have an intention and you use it every day, but you can change it every day or every week or every month. And then you allow that to guide your days. So maybe you've got this big, broad thing of, I am healing into unconditional love. That's a really big goal. That's a really abstract goal, right? But then we can pull that and make a statement that's maybe a little bit more specific, still abstract implicit energy, but a little bit more specific, and have that pull us towards our days. Okay? So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a sec. But also, it's important to pull ourselves towards what we want. Because if we try to push ourselves towards what we want, it's going to be a harder journey. Pushing involves resistance, and resistance grows energies we don't want, basically, because there's an element of fear, and everything comes down to an energy of love or fear. If we're pushing ourselves to get something done, if we're pushing ourselves to get somewhere else, if we're pushing ourselves into something, then there's resistance, and it makes the journey itself just more difficult, just by the laws of energy of the universe. But if we pull ourselves towards something, it's an energy of love. Like, if you're trying to coax an animal into a pen, for example, if you push them, what are they going to do? They're going to push back. They're like, I don't want to be shoved. I don't want to be forced. Like, let me stick my hooves in the ground and just, no. And so we introduce resistance when we're pushing ourselves. But if we gently pull, and instead of being behind this animal trying to push them into something, we're in front of them, gently leading them. Hey, come on into the pen. Come on, you can do it. Let me just give you a tiny tug. You can do it. Come on, you're moving towards me. You're moving towards me. There's a much gentler energy to that experience. Okay? Much gentler energy. There's more love. There's less resistance. And instead of focusing on moving away from something, you're focusing on going to somewhere. You're leading yourself to a new destination rather than pushing yourself away from an undesired place of experience. Okay? So, pushing only grows the resistance. So it's important to have a healing journey vision statement that, here's the kicker. You ready? Here's the big message of it. Ready? That feels good. When you think about, speak, or write your healing journey vision statement, it should feel good inside of your body. It should help you relax. It shouldn't cause your muscles to tense. Okay? And so if you have a vision statement of, I'm healing from anxiety, what does that do to your body? What do you feel in your muscles? Do you feel a whole lot of joy and relaxation and optimistic presence of all that you can experience that could feel good? Probably not. Probably going to be like, I really don't want to do that. That sounds really anxiety provoking. But you're going to feel that inside of your body, not even just in your mind. So it's important to create a healing journey vision statement that feels good in your body, inside of your body. You want your muscles to have a sense of relaxation in response to the words of your healing journey vision statement. Okay? So, healing journey vision statement, the goal is for it to feel good, to focus on healing towards, or into a brand new energy of experience that is desirable. Okay, that kind of sums up what a healing journey vision is made of, okay? So, I am healing into a place of pure peace. I am healing into an experience of unconditional love. I am healing into a consciousness of radical hope. Whatever words ignite you. What do you want to feel more of within yourself and your experience? Grow that energy by putting it in your vision statement. And it could be multiple things. It doesn't even have to be just one thing. It could be, I'm healing into a consciousness of unconditional peace, radical presence, and profound joy. It could be a few different things, but focus on the energies you want to grow. Okay, so back to where I was. So we've got this big abstract healing journey vision, and then we pull from it to make intentions in our everyday life. And the best way to do this is to journal your intention, write it down. It doesn't even have to be in a journal, but journaling is always helpful for connecting with yourself. Journaling is always good. It's always good to see your own handwriting, especially if you can use colors and just kind of create a little space for you time. So journaling is always good. But even if you write it on like a note card and stick it somewhere, taped on a wall or stuck in your wallet or something, somewhere you'll see it. Post it up on your kitchen cabinet or on a counter where you cook, or taped on your refrigerator, whatever it is. So have an intention and then set that, be clear in the morning, and then let the energy of that pull you through your day. Okay? So if you have a large healing journey vision statement of, I am healing into a consciousness that is pure presence. Okay, is just one example. I'm healing into a consciousness that is pure presence. Then maybe you could make a healing journey intention for an individual day be something like, my intention today is to focus on deep breaths with compassionate peace. And then that intention is your energetic focus throughout your whole day. And so you set your intention in the morning, let the energy pull you throughout your day by continually coming back to your intention, reminding yourself of it, breathing into it. And then at nighttime, you celebrate your progress with your healing journey vision by sticking with the day's intention. Okay, does that make sense? You got this big broad thing, but then you break it down. You focus on one intention, one day at a time, of an energy that supports what you're trying to heal into, or where you're trying to go in your healing journey energetically. Okay, and make it something specific, but also have it be an implicit energy. It's not something that you're physically doing, it's something you're energetically focusing on. Okay? It's not about the physical stuff. That's not what intentions are. for this, in this conversation anyway. In this conversation, it could be, you could have intentions regarding what you're going to physically do, but for these purposes, the intention is about the energy of what you want to experience in your day and what you want to grow in your day that supports your bigger healing journey vision. Okay, does that make sense? Does that make sense for you guys? These kinds of practices are really powerful because what's happening is you're literally rewiring your entire brain and body. You're literally reprogramming your own neurobiology by practicing this. Practice is an element of power because repetition is what grows new neural networks. If you do something one time, there'll be like a little adjustment of wiring, but it's not going to be this big impact where your whole experience is transformed. But through repetition of things that rewire things towards healing or growth or expansion or empowerment or liberation, then we rewire our entire brain-body system to experience that naturally. And so if there's anxiety now, then having a healing journey vision that focuses on peace and presence, and then using an intention to support that every single day, and letting that intention be clear in the morning, pull you throughout your day, and celebrate it at night, will affect the neural wiring that's creating that anxiety so that it starts to decrease. And it will be gradual, and you do gotta show up for it every day, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it to have the power to rewire your brain and your body so that you naturally experience yourself and life differently in a way that feels good and better. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. You deserve it, and you do have the power. And your healing journey is worth investing in. The consciousness that carries you is worth investing in. The life experience you desire to have is worth investing in. Okay, soul friends? So instead of healing from something you don't want, focus on healing into, or towards an energy, an implicit energy that you do want. Once you establish that and clarify it, create a big picture healing journey vision statement that kind of sums up everything that you're doing in your healing journey. Physically, energetically, mentally, all of it, in all of it in the days, weeks, months to come. And then from that energy, write an intention that you can use every day. And again, you could have an intention for the month and you just come back to it every morning, or every day you could create a new intention, or you can have one intention per week. But then use it every day, establish it in the morning, let that energy pull you throughout the day by continually coming back to it, and then conclude your day by celebrating all the seeds that you planted inside of your brain to rewire yourself from the inside out and liberate your consciousness. And have that celebration be encouragement so that you can practice it again tomorrow. If you don't celebrate it, there's going to be no reason for you to practice it the next day. You got to celebrate it. You got to celebrate it. You deserve to feel celebrated. You deserve to celebrate yourself. So the celebration part is really important because, again, back to that whole motivation, that reward system inside of us. If we don't celebrate our hard work, why on earth would we want to do it again tomorrow? Okay? So it's really important to celebrate it. And that could look like anything. You could, pamper yourself with a really relaxing shower or bath ritual. You could go on a really gentle walk where you just focus on the beauties of nature and let everything go for 10 minutes or an hour. You could journal affirmations or compliments to yourself. And that could look like I am affirmation statements, or it could look like writing a letter to yourself as if you were writing it to a friend. So, for example, it could be, I am so proud of myself, I'm amazing, I did so much hard work today by focusing on peace and always returning to my breath. I'm really, really impressed by how I'm embracing my healing journey. Or, if it would be more impactful for you and your consciousness, you can write it in a way as if you were writing a letter to a friend, and then come back and reread it. And so that might look like, I am so proud of you. You are amazing. I see how hard you're working. I am so impressed by your dedication. every moment that you come back to your breath, you are helping yourself in ways that you don't even understand the power of right now. I'm so proud of you, and I know you can do it, and I'm really impressed by all of your courage today. Every single moment that you came back to your breath, I celebrated you. I celebrate you now for being who you are. Keep going, you're worth it. And then after you write it, come back and read it and let your consciousness absorb the information that way again. So make time to celebrate yourself. Maybe it looks like, pampering yourself in a certain way, or encouraging yourself in a certain way, or being gentle with yourself in a certain way, or feeling, like energetically feeling proud, like I did it. I stuck with my intention. I planted seeds. I planted seeds, baby. I planted them seeds. I planted so many seeds. I'm so proud of myself for the seeds I plant. Create space to genuinely celebrate yourself in a way that you can feel it. Not just, hey, good job, bro. But make sure it's something you feel. Make sure you have at least one moment of feeling proud of yourself. Okay? So, just a quick recap and we'll wrap it up. Healing. You're not healing from something you don't want. You're healing towards, into, or to an energy you do want. Use that, create a big picture healing journey vision statement. From that, create more specific intentions that you use every single day, establishing in the morning, letting it pull you throughout the day by continually returning to its energy, and then celebrating yourself at night and making this a daily habit. Making this a daily habit of mind and body, where your body comes to your journal and you write it down in the morning and you mentally set that intention, and then you energetically do the work, and then you come back and you do something to physically celebrate yourself in a way that you can energetically feel it. And this rewires the brain and the body from the inside out while liberating consciousness to radically transform unfolding life experience from the inside out. Okay? Intention is power. You have power. You deserve infinite moments of happily ever after. You have what it takes to heal into everything you desire to experience. And you're worth investing in. You and yourself and your consciousness and your healing journey and your heart's desires are all worth investing in. Okay, so friends, thank you so much for being here. If you'd ever like to dive into these healing journey topics on a deeper, more personal level, so you can gain more clarity and empowerment and guidance, or anything really that you're energetically needing to fuel your path forward, I would be honored to connect with you through my consciousness consulting services. You can explore more information on my website below, or you can email me anytime at artistryofexistence@gmail.com. And if you're looking for other at-home resources, I also offer a few of those. I have a monthly membership program on Patreon, and then I also have several self-guided healing journey programs where you can use these tools and continuously grow into deeper depths of all that you can be. And they have different energetic focuses. So again, you can explore my website. There's a separate little link down there for the self-guided programs from the services. So you can explore that link and just browse through it and see if anything resonates with it. And it's important to find what works for you and what's a good fit for who you are and where you're at. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being exactly who you are. You are already a miraculous being. You are already worthy. You are already deserving. You are already filled with love, light, and miracles at the core of your consciousness. The core of your consciousness, who is your true self, your identity, worth, and potential, is purely comprised of love, light, and miracles. You are not the way that you are experiencing life. You are the energetic experiencer of consciousness. And you are worthy of healing, liberation. I believe in you infinitely. I know you have what it takes to succeed in the direction of all of your dreams. I am sending you deep love and great light in this healing journey day. Namaste, soul friends. The love and light in me and my consciousness see and honor the love and light in you and your consciousness. Have a beautiful and blessed day, soul friends. I will see you next time.